Hello, everyone. Today we have got Brian Brooks, who is Director of Business Development with Morrison Living. He covers a 5-state area in the middle of the country, helping out different locations with senior dining. So welcome, Brian.
Thank you. So great to be here.
So I kind of just wanted to first talk about the fact that it's summer, and you had a really creative idea that you did, and it was at a senior living facility in Akron, Ohio, my home country. Well, Cleveland, Akron. So tell me about that. It has to do with some very cool snow cones.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to give a shout out to Heritage Crossing and Amy Souls, the Director of Dining Services out there. But they, the idea was to really help the community out. They wanted to start bringing food trucks and those types of local businesses out to the site themselves, the communities themselves. And this was the kind of the first launch because they just had a heat wave come through the Ohio area, and they really wanted to do something that was engaging for
Yeah, we did. It gets pretty miserable in Ohio. I mean,
hot,
it's
humid, right? All of
yeah, it's nothing like Houston or DC, like in terms of humidity. It's not even close to that, but like it's been pretty hot here.
yeah, absolutely. And they brought out this truck and then they had it on the front patio, and so they could socially distance everyone. And then they brought all the residents through one at a time and got them some refreshing snow cones they could top with their own flavors. It was really neat, actually. They have another program that they call. Sorry, I made a note of it. It's called Blue Stops Here, and with Blue Stops Here, they bring in and invite first responders to come in a non-emergent situation, and they provide food and snacks and just kind of get them to engage with the residents there. And so they had the Blue Stops Here there, and they were able to give snow cones to them as well and keep them refreshed. And it was really engaging. They ended up with giving out 70 cones to the both the staff and the residents, and then the community, and it was all at no cost to them at all. And they just provided this great service, which in turn helped the Kona ice truck kind of stay afloat as well.
Very cool. Is Kona, that sounds to be kind of like Hawaiian influence, like it's like their shaved ice type.
Exactly.
Is
Yeah.
Yeah, that really is like a food trend. We're going to be seeing more shaved ice, I think, just in general.
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially as summer comes around. I mean, it's such a
Mhm.
great, refreshing treat. I remember going and trying my first one and being able to put all the different flavors on top of the shaved ice, and
Oh
just
yeah.
really does cool you off on a hot day.
Yeah, that's part of the fun is putting the flavors in there too, because it's customizable type thing.
Yeah, you get to choose
Nice.
what you want, and you find the right preference for you.
Yeah. And I wonder if you could talk a little bit about nutrition for seniors in the summer, because it's like obviously they're in these places where there's air conditioning, but still it's like dehydration is a risk. And that coupled with the fact that everyone's so isolated because of coronavirus, because nursing homes can't have visitors the same way anymore. And that's something that a lot of those folks really, I mean, that's just not cool that they can't do that anymore. So let's
Yeah,
talk about the nutrition and the wellness in summertime, this summer
yeah,
particularly.
absolutely. Yeah, this summer, I think, much like you're saying or reference to, it's a challenge for everyone.
Hmm.
And we've decided rather than to hold back, to really start innovating and really finding ways with Morrison Living to reach the guests. So we have a program that we call 10 and 2 Move and Groove, and that's where we bring snacks and drinks actually to the residents in their rooms, and then there's a video that they can watch that gets them up and moving, and we center it around superfoods.
Hmm.
So they're getting great nutrition, hydration, and then really just energizing and trying to get moving. It's so easy when you're physically isolated to just kind of stop moving, and that can be such a downward spiral. So we do those things. One of the other innovations that we're doing is we have teaching kitchens, which is a virtual video right now that we can drop off ingredients at the residents' rooms, and then they can watch a video of how to cook the foods, and they can actually prepare them right then and there.
That's
And
fun. That's very interactive in a safe way.
exactly, keeps everybody safe, and it's keeping them engaged, and ultimately just bringing joy to their day. Gives you something to look forward to.
Right, right. It's so much because at least until we get this virus under control, we've lost the communal aspect for senior dining, which used to be, that was like a big event for their day, like to come and join each other. So that's definitely nice. It really is the little things, and kind of just keeping people engaged. And I don't know, like just looking ahead, when do you or I guess this is sort of a crystal ball question, but like when will regular visiting, do you think, start to happen? Because they still are like just such a vulnerable population. Like even still, like the numbers are showing like these are the ones that are really at risk for coronavirus.
Yeah, I wish I had the crystal ball.
I
I mean,
know. Yeah, we
you
don't
know,
know.
yeah, even just with us, we're still sitting at home doing this virtually
I
when we could
know.
in person. I think that really with everyone, it's just the best possible way is to just wait and see. And
Yeah.
we at Morrison Living, we've kind of developed a four-pillar program to start reopening when the times arise, and we're just kind of waiting and taking it on an individual case by case basis across all of our operations.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's all any of us can do is just kind of just see how this is going and just keep it changes every day. It's like you're going to have to just keep trying to figure it out. And
Yeah.
I wanted you to talk about also the because I tend to write a lot about memory care and dining with dementia and like sort of ways for that. So you had mentioned something about like a diet that is meant to help like with the brain. So I wonder if you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. We have from an innovative standpoint, we've put together um, all different kinds of programs that are centered around the mind diet to reduce dementia and the decline of brain health. We're doing themed mobile cards and stuff like that to try and just limit the decline, I guess, if you will, that comes
Yeah,
with all of those memory care issues.
right. Yeah, it really is something that I guess people really should be doing their whole lives. It's like whenever I see a list of like, here's 10 foods that will stave off dementia, it's like, well, can it beat like the genetics in my family that like on both sides of my family we have it? It's like, oh gosh, it's you want to try to do anything to, and for my parents and to try to make sure that you can. So it's that I think people are really starting to see just in healthcare dining in general, like that real connection with food as medicine. Because I know that we write about that all the time, and it definitely is something.
Absolutely, yeah. Anything that you ingest into your body, right? You want to make sure it's as nutritious, nutritionally dense, and healthful as possible.
Right, right. All right. Well, any other like kind of challenging things or silver linings or stories that you wanted to share with us?
Yeah, I mean, this is in kind of the face of the crisis. It's been a really
Yeah.
great time to see people innovate and to see these great creative ideas that are coming out with whether, like with us, we have food delivery robots that we're utilizing.
Ooh.
We have Sally the salad robot, that kind of it's taken away the traditional salad bar and where you can
Hmm.
actually like have a frictionless salad. It's just really exciting, I think, on that aspect to see how we are reaching and we're coming as close as we possibly can and getting as in touch as we can and engaged as we can with what people need and then innovating to ultimately find solutions that keep them as happy as possible and to stay the brightest part of their day.
Right on. I definitely like the sound of that. So, all right. Well, on that note, we will end. I could ask you a million questions, and I will in the future because
Yes, please do.
like I said, this is kind of like just a special area of interest for me. Like I really am fascinated by it. So we will definitely have more conversations in the future. And thanks so much for being with us today and keep up the good work.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure. I look forward to talking to you again in the future.